This is it. After spending the last month building this city, we only have 2 days left in the year to finish it. This video was a race against the clock to finish the city, filling it with details and life. Stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to talk about how this video series is going to change how I make content forever. Oh, and by the way, if you want to explore the city for yourself, you can download it on my brand new Discord server for free, which I'll talk about more at the end of the video. Welcome back to the finale of my Minecraft Hardcore City series. We're up on top of this mountain right now collecting a bunch of gravel for coarse dirt, and you can see our city in the distance. This is the first time I've really gotten this view of it, but it's pretty cool. We are way under 100 hours left in the year, and I do not have very much time to finish this at all. There's a lot of details I want to add. I want to make it completely villager proof and add a bunch of villagers, but the details are the first hard part, of course. So let's go around this mountain collecting a ton of gravel, and we can head back down and get to work on the detailing. Let's take all our gravel and combine it with our dirt to make a ton of coarse dirt, because there's quite a few areas here I want to fill in with coarse dirt. Like this area over here, I want to make this into a market area because of how open it is. That's a whole lot better, but something I want to do in these big areas is like how our storage room is over here with all this packed mud and regular dirt and grass and stuff like that. I don't know if I have enough mud, to be honest, which could be a problem. I'd rather not have to go to a mangrove swamp, but we might not have a choice here. Let's see. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna be enough. Let's find out. Yeah, I mean, this looks really cool, but I just don't know if I have enough packed mud. I really don't think I do. This is such a cool look that it's worth it for me to head to the mangrove swamp and grab some more mud. We also have a bunch of wheat we need to gather. And back to placing packed mud. This is just such an improvement. This is such a cooler design than just the boring coarse dirt, and I'm gonna keep carrying it around here. With all this laid out, the first thing I want to do is finally put a bridge here. I've been just jumping over the river, and that's kind of a problem. What are we gonna build it out of? Maybe some we don't need mangrove. I'm not getting any. I think we'll have something like this here. I want it to go up pretty far. We'll just do some sort of weird stone brick designs in order to keep the villagers from breaking into our village. I'm gonna put up some walls across some of these areas here with spruce and oak wood. For this right here, we're gonna do a wall and then build up something like this. Yep, that looks good. We've now got walls surrounding this pretty much whole village area here. As you can see, I don't think there's any easy way for the villagers to escape, but then again, I'm not really sure. Next up in this open area here, I want to put a bunch of market stands for the villagers to sell some stuff. That helped fill in this area so much, but I still want to add some more details. I want each of these stands to actually sell something. I'm not quite sure what exactly, but let's take a look at what we got. I first want to have a stand that sells plants, so we can grab some pots and some leaves and stuff like that. Let's see how this turns out. Another stand I want to do is honey. So if we grab some honeycomb from up here. But before we do that, let's finish up this plant one here. Yeah, I think that's perfect. For the bee one here, we're going to put some nests behind it. First, we got to put them on top of campfires. And then we can use some item frames to display items and use the data to hide them like that. We can also have some candles as if they're selling candles here because these are made out of beeswax anyway, so that makes sense. You know what? What I can do is actually put villager workstations behind these counters so that the villagers will actually work there. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like if we put a composter there, a farmer villager should come behind there. And then maybe for this one, we could do a butcher. I think that'd work. Back behind this stand, let's clear a little area here. I have an interesting idea for a build. Just like this, we're gonna have 2 pillars with this mangrove log here in the middle and a campfire underneath it. Kind of looks like it's cooking a piece of meat here. The butcher's workstation is a smoker, so we're gonna put that right here and then give it a real small chimney coming out the top here. That'll work. And then we'll use some item frames to display some food. For the fisherman build here, I'm gonna keep it really simple. I just want to put 1 or 2 fish, but I don't have any fish yet, so let me fix that. We can go ahead and just fish in here. And building the village like this, making it villager proof or villager safe is really constricting. Like it means I can't place a lot of detail blocks like composters and barrels too freely, and it also means I have to really heavily defend the village and light everything up. But I also think it's a fun challenge, and I think having the villagers around will add a lot to the world. And 2 fish should be enough. There we go. With that out of the way, in this area right here, pretty detailed, we can come back. I want to try to build a couple trees right now. There's one in particular over here. I can't go that way. One in particular over here. I'm going to use this schematic for it. This is based on the smaller version of the big yellow tree we have over there. So let's hop in a time lapse and build this real quick. I really like these trees. They're pretty unique, but I think they add quite a bit to the area, and it's something you never really see in any other world, so that's cool. I think I want to add another tree maybe over here. I have a taller version of this tree here in a schematic, so let's try it out and see how it looks here. I think we'll put it right here. The tree is all done, and it is very tall, but not too bad. Some of the proportions are kind of weird, but it's okay. It's a tree. It's not meant to be perfect. This city is really starting to come together, but there's still a lot of empty spaces. Some of them can just be filled in with bone meal like this, and they'll look perfectly fine. Not everything has to be extremely detailed. It's important to have some negative space too in these builds to help give some contrast. I don't know if contrast is the word, but help highlight the more detailed stuff. There are some areas though that do really need builds. Like I think here I want to put a wheat field, a little tiny wheat field, so we can actually have a villager that's taking care of it. Let's build this real quick. We need to put down some water, and then I think I'll put a lantern as well so we can keep mobs from spawning here. Simple enough, but once the wheat grows in like that, it's gonna look great. Over here, some random detail ideas I have is doing something like this where we're gonna put potatoes on here, but before they finish cooking, we're going to extinguish the fires so they're just sitting there. Kind of an interesting detail. And then I'm also going to put some of these beehives down here. These kind of look like barrels or crates or something. Then we'll also place down some pots over here. Random spam of details. There's just a lot going on right there. And as it starts to get towards night, I'm realizing we need some sort of light source here in the village. So let's see if we can get a cool enough design here. Simple, but I think that works. Let's place that around the area. This area here is still a little bit too open. I think I want to at least add like a cart and maybe some barrels or something like that. Here's how our cart's looking, and I think we should put some pumpkins in it maybe. We do have a pumpkin patch right outside the city, so that makes sense. Let's also add some of these note blocks as barrels over here. There we go. That looks decently like a pile of crates. I can't actually use barrels because of the dumb villagers, but it's okay. Over here, I'm going to place some of these bookshelves. I don't think I have books to fill them with, but I think they're a good detail, especially when they're filled with books. For books, I believe one of my villagers trades books, so if we go over here, does this guy? Yeah, he does have bookshelves. Okay, we need to get a couple of these, and then these break down into 3 books a piece. Let's take all these books and fill this up. I've never really had the chance to use these blocks before now, but this is a really cool detail. In order to fill up this area over here, I think I want to make another small crop field here. This one can have carrots in it. I'm going to put up a boundary like this with some oak on top. I only have 2 carrots right now, so let's just use them to spread them out, bone meal them, and then grow some more. And simple enough, that is done. I do think we could use a small tree over here though, so let's use the same kind of color we were using for the bigger ones. This looks pretty close to granite. At this point, all we really have left to do is go through the village and figure out what areas still need lit up. We can use this mod called Mini HUD to see exactly the light level of everything, and the only time we have to worry is when their light level is red, like that. Pretty much the only places where that's the case is the roofs, and I think the best way we're gonna be able to add light to all these roofs is probably gonna be glow lichen. It's pretty subtle and it gives off a subtle amount of light, so it shouldn't be too noticeable. Let's head over to this cave and see if we can spot some. Yep, I see some right there already. This is perfect. And I'll just use bone meal to spread this everywhere so we can shear it right up. Let's use the lichen to light up some of the area around the city so that hopefully zombies can't find their way in. I just spent a while making sure there's absolutely no surface that's not lit up here. I used lichen. I used the glow lichen all around here. You can see that pretty much all of the outside grass nearby, as well as all of the roofs, should be completely lit up, just subtly enough to where you can't really notice it, but mobs still won't spawn. So you know what that means. It is time for us to add our villagers. I want to figure out exactly how many we're going to include. So we're going to need a workstation for all of them, as well as beds for all of them. We can put a composter in here for a farmer. We have a second composter here, then a barrel that makes 3, 4, 5, 6. Our 7th is going to be a lectern inside of the library here. Our 8th is this fletching table here, and I'll continue to place maybe around 20 of them throughout the village and see how we end up. All the job sites are in place. We need to get some villagers over here. The problem is I don't know if there's any villagers left in the village, which could be kind of bad. It sort of seems like they all died, and if that's the case, I'm not sure how I'm going to get villagers. They are all dead. What do I do? Oh, hold up. Oh, of course, I totally forgot. This iron farm has villagers. I don't really want to tear apart the iron farm, but then again, this design kind of sucks. And I say that, but it's gotten a lot of iron. But they won't even spawn on it. It doesn't work how it's intended. So maybe I should just the villagers from here. Yeah, let's take these villagers. But before we steal them, let's hop into a time lapse and build up a breeder. It's done, and I know it's absolutely disgusting, but we're just gonna leave it for now because I don't really have time to fix it. Don't worry, I'll either cover it up with a build later or just tear it down. We'll see. Let's go ahead and build a rail line that takes us all the way there so we can get these villagers stocked up. All right, got both of them in a minecart. Let's push them to the breeder. Come on. It's gonna take a while for the villager. It's gonna take a while for this to start working. So in the meantime, let's set up a rail system to get them out of here. There is actually one in here already because I threw them some carrots. So let's test this out and see if it works. I went AFK for a while, came back, and I think this should be enough villagers. So let's send them off one at a time and get these guys loaded into our village. Let's release these guys and see if they die or not. They're definitely gonna die, but oh well, that's fine. Who cares? Oh yeah, look at this. He's working behind the counter. Shouldn't be his counter. He should be over here, but oh well, that's fine. And yep, here he goes. He's escaping. Alrighty. I filled up this village with a lot of villagers, and it's sort of working. There's also one's getting caught in the river, but I think they're kind of finding their way back eventually. This project, after a month of hard work, that last clip was recorded right before the new year. I'm recording this outro here on the first day of 2024, which is going to be a big year for this channel. I'll explain why, but first let's take a look at our finished product. What I did differently about this series than anything else I've ever done on this channel is show way more of my building process, and it was actually, surprisingly, a lot of fun. The YouTube algorithm is shifting, and I want to be part of that shift. If you haven't noticed on YouTube, some of the most recent people getting success aren't the crazy Mr. Beasts or Arax. It's the people who are more authentic and more real and don't have as crazy paced videos, because I think people are starting to get sick of those. Just look at Ryan Trahan or Sam Sulik or someone like that, doing what they want to do, not following some sort of algorithm, and finding a ton of success. That's what I want to do in 2024. I still want to make videos that people will watch, videos that take weeks or months to make, that include some crazy big builds and huge contributions to this world, but I also want them to be a little bit longer or slower and be a bit more authentic than the crazy paced Mr. Beast type videos you see a lot on YouTube nowadays. How will that go? I'm not quite sure. All I know is that this series is the most fun I've ever had making YouTube videos, and I want to keep it going. So I hope you are excited for what I have planned in 2024, because I know I am. And like I said in the intro, if you want to explore this map for yourself, you can head to my brand new Discord and download this map for absolutely free. They're not normally going to be free because my maps get stolen a lot, but I wanted to give you guys this gift as a thanks for all the support on the series. Thank you. That's all for now. I will see you very soon. Thanks so much for watching.